you have found your new home. All of us here at FTNS Radio would like to welcome you to the Body Shop. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome your host, Andre Brick St. Clair.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Body Shop. Thank you for allowing the Body Shop and FTNS into your homes and into your airwaves. In the studio today, my co-host, Mr. Brian Canone.
Andre, what's happening?
What's up, Big B? How you doing today, man?
I'm doing all right.
You doing all right?
Yeah, everything's good.
You sure?
Yeah, sure? Why you ask that?
Well, you know why? Because I know we have the WBFF World Championships.
Yep.
It's coming up in I believe it's 40 days.
Yeah.
Okay. And, you know, you've been doing a lot of promo stuff for them, and it seems like it's starting to take its toll on you. You know, your energy's just a little down. Not too much, you know. Yeah. Normally, you're on 100. Right now, you're at about 98.
98.
You know what I'm saying? But that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So what I did was I reached out.
Okay.
Okay. And I picked up the phone and I called an economic consultant.
Oh, yeah.
/ personal trainer.
Okay.
/ writer.
Yep.
/ actor. Basically, this dude wants to be me. You know what I mean? He's online. He's stealing my name, which is Eye Candy. You know.
That's your name.
Still, of course it is. Come on, man. Take a look at me, man. I'm Bricks. I'm Bricks. So what I'm going to do, right, is without any further ado, all right, I want to welcome to the Body Shop WBFF male fitness model. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Darrell Holloman. Big D, what's going on, man?
What is going on, guys? How you doing?
Hey, man, listen, I'm good, but I want to know why you out there stealing my catchphrase, man. Listen, I'm Eye Candy. There's only one.
Eye candy, huh?
Yeah, that's me.
Well, see, I like to. Since I'm chocolate, I like to call myself a nice chocolate piece of candy.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? You trying to be me? I'm chocolate too. Matter of fact, I'm more on that caramel complexion right there, man.
Oh, very nice. So I guess we got the best of both worlds with us too. Right? We're gonna hang out sometime then.
Hey, I'll tell you what, man. Anytime you're in the New York, Connecticut area, you just holler at your boy. You know what I mean? And we'll do some things.
Most definitely.
The reason he's saying that is because we Google your name, and when we Google your name, we get the Mad Professor lectures. Professor.
That's right. You gotta say it right. You gotta say it right.
Eye Candy. Darrell Holloman.
You know what? I don't know where those things come from. It's a weird thing because I'll get on sites that I have no idea I'm on these sites, and people will nominate me for this Hunk of the Week stuff, and someone on Facebook or through my email will tell me, hey, go on this site, you've been nominated for this, and then I just don't know. Or maybe I could be leaking it. What do you think?
Oh, the conspiracy.
Hey, listen, the way I look at it, any publicity is good publicity, all right? When they stop talking about you, that's when you got to worry, you know?
Yeah, true enough. How you doing over there, Brian?
Everything's going good? Going good.
Good.
Hey, you know, I was talking to Andre, you know, he's asking me, he goes, so you have a guest coming on? I said, yeah, it's Darrell Holloman. He goes, I never heard of him. I said, well, okay. Well, what are we going to ask him? I said, I don't know. I go, but Darrell's talking.
On Mars for the last month if he's never heard of me.
Oh, man. You know what? You know what it is? I like the trash talking. It's about time I finally got somebody on here, you know, that knows how to cut a promo, knows how to speak on the mic, knows how to project their voice, knows how to do something. So, Darrell, first question for you is this right here, all right? When did you fall in love with fitness?
I fell in love with fitness, I would say about when I was about 17. I really took a liking to it when I was at the University of Florida in Gainesville. Okay. And I saw all these big football players during the summer. I was tutoring them. Right. And I was helping them with their English and whatever, and math. And they started getting all these women, you know? I mean, and it was incredible. They were just gravitating to these big guys. And at the time, I was like maybe 62. Okay. I'm there with 200-pound football players, just hanging out with them. and no one was paying attention to me. I was always a cute kid, you know. I was living in a suite in Mercy Hall. I'll never forget it. 1990.
Okay.
And I was up at 2 a.m. I saw an infomercial with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was called, and I saw the book. It was called the Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding. It was a yellow book. It was the old version. They revised it now.
Yeah.
And I just followed everything in that book and started falling in love with fitness.
Okay.
And I got to tell you, my social life exponentially changed.
See, that's what happens when you go from flab to fab. You know what I mean? A nice six-pack will always get the ladies coming back. So, all right. So that's what made you fall in love with fitness. But when did you decide to compete?
Well, I competed. I had well, this is another story. I have all these stories for you.
Okay.
At the time, I was 24 years old. It was an NPC event. I think it was like a level 4 show. It was in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman I was dating, her ex-husband was a big promoter of bodybuilding. I ain't gonna name any names.
No. Oh, yes, you will. Oh, yes, you will. Right here at the body shop. Come on, man. This is what I need. Okay. Wait. Hold on, Darrell, hold on. Just give me the last name then.
His name was Pete Warner. I was actually dating. We're friends now. We laugh about it now.
Right.
So I can say it. I was dating his soon-to-be ex-wife, and I was just working out for that, just the hell of it. You know, I was a general manager at a health club after college at the time, and he dared me to do his show.
Okay.
I mean, I probably had maybe 10 to 12% body fat on me. I wasn't really taking it seriously, the eating part of it seriously. So he dared me to do the show. I did the show, and I did well. I came in as a 173-pound middleweight.
Okay.
And ripped, ready to go, and I did very well.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Now, moving on from the NPC. When did you decide that, you know what, the WBFF would be the best move for you?
Well, you know, I was hearing about it, and I always admired Paul Dillette as a professional and as a bodybuilder. I was looking in magazines to look at Dillette's physique, and I was just enamored by it. It was amazing to me. And I was hearing about it, and I was, I mean, the word, it spread like wildfire at WBFF. And I had last year thought about competing in it, going to Canada, Quebec, and they had some shows there. And then I met Micah at the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic about March. And he saw me. He says, "Dude, you got to do my show. Let's do it." And I kind of was iffy about it because I wasn't really serious about being contest ready and prepping, because it takes a lot. A lot of people don't know these athletes go through a lot with the dieting, the weight training, the pre-contest. I mean, everything is down to science. So I just decided to do it. I kind of know my body now at the age of 38, and I jumped in, and that's the story.
Okay. So WBFF, organization based out in Canada.
Right.
You're from Florida, correct?
I am from Florida.
Okay. Which part of Florida?
Well, I was, it's like 3 different parts.
Okay.
Jacksonville, Orlando, College in Gainesville, and Miami.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason I asked is because earlier on you said that you was down at the University of Florida.
Gainesville, yeah.
Yeah, and that's in Gainesville. I went to Florida State, so me and you,
oh my goodness,
we automatically got an issue. You understand? Okay, but from Florida to making the trek up to Canada to compete, what was that like for you?
Well, I didn't have to make the trek to compete. You want to know the journey of how this the in between story from Florida. Well, after Florida, I took a job at a health club. When I was dieting for that show, that NPC show, I met a lady. I can't even remember her name anymore. And when you diet down, you lose a lot of weight, and you lose a lot of weight in your face. And she was a photographer.
Okay.
And she said that, you know, you got good bone structure. I thought she was hitting on me. I was getting happy. But she was all professional. She said, you got good bone structure. Have you ever thought about doing some modeling? And I said no. 2 months later, I saw her. She took some snapshots. She sent them to a company called Click Modeling Agency in New York City.
Right.
They gave me a call. I flew to New York, stayed in New York for a while, and did a lot of urban-type modeling, Pepe Jeans, Fat Farm, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I got married, went into the Army, did some years in Germany. It was a great experience for me.
Right.
Got out, went to graduate school at UCF.
Okay.
And worked on Wall Street a little bit. That wasn't my cup of tea. And, there's a lot of stuffy, pompous people on Wall Street, but you know I like to have fun.
Yeah, right.
So left there, did stay close to a few people that in that Wall Street arena, and did some consulting, personal training, and started going into acting, and that's the story. That's the synopsis of the last 10 to 12 years.
Okay, all right. So,
leading up to the WBFF World Championship.
Speaking of the WBFF World Championship, right? Is there anyone on stage
Sounds
or
like
anyone that, yeah. What are you doing over there, man?
Roll up
a lot
the
of
window
noise
on your car.
I'm running. It's raining a little bit, so go ahead. I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a whole lot better. Okay, so let me ask the question again. Speaking of the WBFF World Championship, which is coming up August 27th in Toronto.
Okay.
This is a two-part question.
Okay.
Who are you most excited to see there? And is there any one athlete that you're looking to be on stage with to beat or to compete against?
Well, the athlete, I'm looking to see, I'm just looking to see all the fans. I think we're going to sell this event out.
Okay.
It's going to be packed. You know, it's going to be thousands and thousands of Darrell Holloman fans screaming my name. The electricity, and I'm getting on that stage, and it's a show. It's not just about bodies and being a robot. It's about being in a show.
Right.
It's great for putting on a show. It's a pageantry. And the one athlete I'm looking forward to competing against, I won't be competing against him. There's actually two. There's Mr. Sean Harley that beat me in Kansas City. I got to get a little revenge on that one.
Okay.
He's in the muscle model. Sean Harley, if you hear me, I'm coming after you. I'll be 5 pounds heavier, still sharp, and I'll be looking good.
All right.
I can't. I'm excited talking about myself doing it.
He says, I'll be looking good.
There's no wrong with that, man. There's no wrong with that.
And, you know, I would love to stand against Rob Richards. Not because I hate on Rob Richards. I think he's a great physique, great athlete. He comes in prepared. He comes in ripped.
Mm-hmm.
He's on the bigger side of the fitness model, but he brings it. And I would love to stand beside him to compare the both of us. I even want to ask Mr. Darrell, can we do a special pros down between me and Rob Richards? That would be awesome. That would be great. Fans would love to see it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I want you to keep in the back of your mind, okay?
Okay.
I want you to keep this in the back of your mind. The very voice that you're hearing right now will be the same voice that you hear in Toronto. So if it's a special pose down you want, maybe that voice may just allow that to happen. But until that happens, all right, you mentioned Micah, and that you met Micah. I know Micah's going to be at the Worlds. Are you interested in seeing Micah on stage, standing next to you, or?
I want Micah to stand next to me. We've been enjoying a little bit. He's a friend of mine.
Right.
I want to compete against the best of the best. I want everyone to bring it. I don't see the problem is you get all these. And then I can liken it to boxing. These paper champions, they just go out and just win a belt, beat anybody, and that person shouldn't have been ranked. Mm-hmm. I.e. the Klitschko brothers. No offense to them.
Okay.
But they ain't beat no competition. I want everyone to come in their best, no matter who it is. And if when I win, I can say, hey, I beat the best. But yes, I want to see Mike on stage next to me. That'll be fun. We're going to go pose for pose, and we're going to see what happens. It's going to be exciting.
I'm starting to like this. Okay, so now, is it safe to assume that you're competing in the male muscle category, or are you going to be more so in like the fitness model?
The muscle category.
Muscle model? Okay.
Okay, muscle model.
Yeah.
Now, looking at your pictures online, all right, it's obvious that you're very ripped. You're in great shape. I'm going to tell you what I want to see. I would like to see you standing next to Obi DK. I would like to see you standing next to David Kimberly. I would like to see you standing next to Micah. And you know what? Hell, I might feel so brazen, I might even jump on stage. You know? Now, with those names that I've mentioned, you know, these are guys that have done great things for the sport. These are guys that definitely know how to promote the WBFF as well as themselves. Hearing your name being said along the caliber of those guys, like, what does that make you feel like?
Oh, it feels great because I talk to Obi a lot. Obi's a good friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I just trained with David at Gold's Gym Venice about a week and a half ago.
Okay.
And he's looking great. Micah, a great businessman, great looks. And it's a special thing because I admire all three of them in different capacities.
Right.
David has a great story to tell about his transition through to becoming a top fitness model.
Right.
Obi has a great story to tell because he has a cerebral mind, and he's a very good and articulate speaker.
Right.
And Micah, he's college educated. I want to say I congratulated him on his wedding yesterday.
That's right.
Married to Diana, and he has a great business mind. He helps people all over the world with Hitch Fit, and you know, I can't say enough, giving them enough accolades. So it's an honor to be mentioned next to them. But I would make them all look small. But they wouldn't be able to. You know, the amazing part is that I can come in, like I came in the Kansas City show 177 pounds. The same height and size as Rob Richards and a few other competitors, but I liken it. Muscle maturity is a powerful thing. I'm older, I know how to train, and I know my body.
Right.
If you look at me, I look 187 on stage, so I'll actually make them look small. No offense to you guys, I love you all, but yeah, you will look like swimmers next to me.
Oh, you're going to make them look like swimmers, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You know what? I'm liking the way this interview's going. I'm loving the trash talking. This has a WWE feel to it, even though we're talking about the WBFF. So listen, I got to cut to commercial, all right? But I want you to stay tight right there with me, Darrell. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. You're listening to The Body Shop.
FTNS, where fitness comes to life.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Body Shop. I am your host, Andre Brick St. Clair. My studio co-host is Mr. Brian Canone. What's up, B? Come on, talk to me, man. Say something.
What's up, man? Rob Riches just texted me.
Oh, really?
He's ready to come on the next show, and I don't know what he has to say either.
Okay.
I don't know what he has to say. Hey, Darrell, what I wanted to ask you, all right, you have the floor right now, right? You can say anything you want to say.
Without cursing.
Okay, no problem. Let's keep it PG.
What are your goals from all this?
Well, the goal is, at a certain age, I know where I want to be reached. I have to bring fitness to the mass. You know, it's about inspiring people, and inspiring people is not just about being on the stage. It's about living a healthy lifestyle, letting people know that there's alternatives to eating fast food and junk food. Bring fitness to the masses, like help people, help organizations combat diabetes, hypertension, heart disease. And, you know, and a lot of people say healthcare is the premiums at an all-time high. Actually, if we educate people and we can have a mainstream athlete, and not actor, not, other personalities, but a mainstream athlete like our WBFF pros, that organization will give me the exposure and to transition to the mainstream to help others. You know, and I'll have a voice, and I'll have a face.
Right.
Others to listen, you know. So the main goal is to so non-profit organizations, your childhood obesity is at an all-time high. So there's a lot of goals. You got acting, but all these different experiences I'm doing is to eventually will be transitioned to being a voice of fitness, you know. Mm-hmm. So that's the main long-term goal. And the WBFF is a great place to get my voice out, because you get so many opportunities. Like I get to shoot for Status Fitness and Fit and Firm, and people can see that and they can believe that, and they'll listen. They're willing to listen. So,
right. Okay. Now, Darrell, what is it about the WBFF that gets you excited when it comes to competition time?
Well, the athletes, everyone comes prepared. Everyone comes ripped. Everyone comes ready. Everyone has this aura of they can't be beaten. Mm-hmm. They prepare for the show. There's no slackers. There's nobody coming out of street clothes trying to jump on stage and putting Jan Tan oil on them. Everyone is taking it seriously. You know,
I just love that. Nobody's coming in street clothes and putting Jantana on their body.
You're competing with the best. In order to be the best, you got to beat the best.
Right.
Like, and I did a skit with on a Facebook page at Muhammad Ali. And it was all in fun, but Ali wanted to face the best.
Right.
And I liken it to boxing. Ray Leonard wanted to face the best. You gotta, and make the claim you're the best, you gotta face the best. And I think we have the best athletes, the best fitness models, the best muscle models. We don't go around and jumping on stage in board shorts, if you know what I mean.
Right.
But that's something different. Yeah.
Okay. That's very interesting that you do want to face the best, and as you mentioned that you've cut a promo where I guess you did a spoof of the whole Muhammad Ali thing, but Muhammad Ali and the confidence he exudes and the charisma that this man has, do you feel as though you're up to that caliber to carry the torch for the WBFF?
You know, I do feel that way. I have confidence in my training, my diet. I've been doing this forever. I've worked with great people. I have had great trainers along the way. I've been taught well. I've educated myself on. I know my body, and I know what it takes to get it in a certain condition to compete with the best and be the best.
Okay.
So. Yes, I think I can carry the torch for years. You are talking now to the next star of the WBFF, August 27th, live from Ontario, Canada.
Well, that still remains to be seen. However, if I was judging you right now just based on confidence, based on everyone else that I've had on the show, it'll come down between you and Obi. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you both are very well-spoken, articulate men. You both know what it is that you want out of life. You both know what it is that you want out of the sport. You both seem to want to represent the WBFF to its fullest capacity. And you know what? That's great. But what are your future goals outside of the WBFF and male model?
The future goals outside of male model, and well, I give myself a few years of window. I've had job offers from certain politicians to do political consulting, economic consulting.
Okay.
I've had independent scripts thrown at me from independent companies. So I have a passion for acting. I have a passion for politics. You know, you could be looking at a black Ronald Reagan. So
you don't want to be a Republican. Come on, man. Come on, man.
I use that as a, you know, for the acting.
Okay.
Ronald Reagan was
an actor. Yes, he was.
Well, he was one of the
He was a B-list actor, just like Darrell's going to be, you know, because he keeps mentioning all these people saying the best, and he has yet to say Bricks. So at the end of the day, Darrell, you're going to be a B actor until you say Bricks' name. Cool with that?
Whose name?
My name.
Oh.
This guy's over here laughing. I'm jumping on stage August 27th. That's all it is to it. All right. No, but okay, so you've been given independent scripts, and you've been asked about political consultancy. What else, though?
What else? Well, and like I said, I want to, when this is all over, I'm going down to, well, maybe I shouldn't mention this, but I'll mention it anyway. I'm going to work on a special project with a few people down in Atlanta.
Okay.
In the next week, and that may turn into something big, like a TV series, and that has to do with fitness also.
Right.
So the ultimate goal is to be a spokesperson for fitness. I mean, remember, this is not about race or anything, but as a black male, I know that my ethnic group has a very high ratio of hypertension, high blood pressure, and things. So I need to educate them. There's no person in the forefront to educate them. I mean, you had Dr. Ian Smith on celebrity weight loss, but you can't look at Ian Smith as someone. Okay, he's a doctor.
Right.
Can he be the voice of people making a change within themselves, showing them how to do it, explaining them how to do it, telling them it's okay to eat a certain way, but yet you can enjoy a piece of sweet potato pie. I'm from the South. We love sweet potato pie.
Of course.
You know, make smarter choices, make healthier choices. So there's got to be someone there that be the face of a changing generation, a generation that's forgotten about. You know, they sit in and they play Nintendo games, they play PlayStation 3, they forget to play baseball, go outside when we were young playing basketball, you know. So we need to let people know that, like, let's eradicate childhood obesity. Let's do healthier. Let's drive down the cost of health care. So that's eventually my passion, to educate on a mainstream level.
Okay.
Because remember, fit models and muscle models, that's on the extremist end. A lot of people, the average person who's trying to get in shape, they can't identify with us on stage. You know, they're in awe, they're enamored, they want to see the show, but we need someone they can identify with, and I got to be that one.
Okay. Speaking of childhood obesity, as you mentioned, being African American, as which I am myself, and you mentioned hypertension, the fact that we are predisposed to a lot of unnecessary health risks. What obstacles have you had to overcome to achieve your goals?
Well, I grew up with the Southern family, and they ate really a lot of fattening foods. I mean, it's the South.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on, though, D. Because you're saying the fattening foods, right? And I want the listeners of the Body Shop, I want you to speak to the first timers out there, okay? You are a seasoned pro. You're a vet. But you're going to get a lot of people that are just trying to get into the fitness industry. A lot of people just getting onto a stage. So when you're saying fattening foods, even though I know what you mean, I want you to mention some of the foods. So the people hearing it can be like, wow, I didn't know I'm not supposed to eat this anymore. So give me like a list of some of these foods.
Well, I would say greens with ham hocks. And
so good, though.
Fried chicken made with lard.
Come on, man. Talk to me, man.
you feel me now. Sweet pie with almost a bag of sugar.
Yes.
Before you make it in the oven.
Mm-hmm.
And like 2 sticks of butter in it.
That's right.
Macaroni and cheese with 3 different types of cheeses.
Okay.
And canned condensed milk mixed up in it.
Of course. Of course, that's so necessary.
The pronunciation for the word is chitterlings. We call them chitlins.
Chitlins, baby, chitlins. That's disgusting, by the way.
Yeah, you can't eat that. Pork chops smothered in gravy. Can't be eating that either.
No.
So I'm just giving you, just a slight example of what type of food I grew up with.
Exactly.
So I would try to, you can't expect people to go cold turkey that has been doing it for the last 20 to 30 years and eating the same way.
Correct.
It's like that saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but you have to try to give them other options. You say cut down and change on a certain thing, and give them other options to try to make it. Like instead of making greens with ham hocks,
right?
Put a little EVOO. You can put some turkey breast in the greens. A little bit of dark meat turkey. That'll bring some flavoring into it.
Right.
Stay away from all the salt, because that stuff high in sodium, that's the killer. It's going to make you look bloated, make your face look all puffy, cause that high blood pressure. There's Mrs. Dash, there's Accent, which has a little bit of sodium. Use sea salt.
Okay.
Salt is also good if you have to have salt, because I don't eat a lot of salt anyways.
Right.
There's so many alternatives that we need to share with people, and that'll be helpful. That's what you need, someone who knows, okay, if you can manipulate this will be better. Just cut down on less fat, less sodium, and that's I don't see that in the mainstream. That's the type of person you need.
Okay. That sounds good. Now, just getting back to the first part of the question, though, which was what obstacles have you had to overcome to achieve your goals?
Well, yeah, so, my mom made all that stuff. I wasn't the biggest kid in the world. I was a skinny kid, I played a lot of sports. I was always athletic, but I was just a skinny kid, so I had to eat a lot of food, and I had to be smart about working out. I had to, I never really lift heavy weight, because I didn't feel that was necessary. I always got, and this was from instincts from starting the training and reading that Arnold Schwarzenegger book. Right. I just lift to get a nice burn, a nice pump, and concentrate on the movement, not and doing the movement correctly. And I just trained smart, because I knew I was a skinny kid. I ate well. I manipulated my diet. I just ate food, high quality foods, and I started gaining weight, and I just kept at it. So the obstacles, the only major obstacle I really had to come is I was a naturally skinny kid. I just have a fast metabolism. Right. I still have a fast metabolism now that I can lose weight easily. I mean, it takes nothing for me to lose weight. Right.
Okay. The fact that you were a skinny kid and you grew up reading the Arnold Schwarzenegger book, The Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding, and I guess you got most of your fitness and your nutrition tips from there. But was there anyone along your journey that actually helped you and sat you down and helped you put together a nutrition plan?
Oh, yeah. You probably know him, and Brian probably knows him. His name is Greg Everdon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know Greg.
Yeah. I worked with Greg Everdon for about 3 years.
Right.
He taught me basically 70% of what I know.
70%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who taught you the other 30?
Arnold just said that. Said it was in the book.
So yeah, Greg was probably the biggest influence on my fitness, physique, and my dieting and putting together programs.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think was the most type of word surprising type of thing to learn from whether it was the book or through one of your trainers that told you had to make a change? You know, you mentioned all those foods. You probably knew most of those foods weren't going to work for you, or did you not? So you want to?
Well, the most surprising thing I had to learn is don't listen to someone who tells you they don't do cardio. You have to do cardio. I don't care how fast you're in the middle. In order to be conditioned,
right.
that separates the A athlete from the B athlete, the first tier from the second tier and third tier. If you're big, anybody can be big and ripped, but to be conditioned, and I can't really explain what conditioned means.
Well, hold on though, Darrell. I'm gonna tell you what. I want you to take a minute, gather your thoughts, write down some notes, and because I got to cut to commercial, so when I come back, I want you to try to explain to the listeners of the Body Shop exactly what being conditioned means. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to cut to commercial, but I'll be right back. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Body Shop.
FTNS, where fitness comes to life.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Body Shop. I am your host, Andre Bricks St. Clair. On the line, I have the WBFF male fitness model and the newest male muscle pro model, Mr. Darrell Holloman. And right next to me, I have Mr. Brian Canone. Now, before we cut to commercial, I told Darrell to take a minute, gather his thoughts, because I want him to come back and explain what being in condition shape actually means. So, Darrell, holla at your boy.
All right, so let me explain this the best way. You know, I think I need a nickname. I really think I need a nickname. We got to think of one before I get off the air.
I tell you what.
He already had eye candy.
No, he's not eye candy. That's me.
I didn't want to steal your moniker.
You said that you don't even know where they come up with these names, and people just put your name out there, so you can't get a nickname that you haven't earned. But I tell you what, though, you are very informative. You are very funny. You know what? You know how to cut a promo. So I give you something by the time you finish explaining what being in conditioning means.
Okay, condition. What I would explain it as for example, an athlete, who, a great tennis player or a basketball player, they're combining cardio with I would say muscle conditioning. Like conditioning means that you have to do the cardio, but when you're weight training, it's not all about lifting heavy. You want to lift for I guess muscle conditioning, and so it's like your muscles have endurance. Okay. You can see it. You can see the striations when you're on stage. You can see every striation in the glutes and your quads and your chest. And that comes from, like, I do a lot of supersets, drop sets, giant sets, and I change the workout all the time. So I train like an athlete.
Right.
I train like I would train if I'm playing football, if I'm playing tennis, if I'm playing basketball. You train like an athlete, but yet the other times you train like a bodybuilder.
Okay. So
when you combine that, you can see a conditioned athlete on stage. And I'll tell you, I can tell you about a conditioned athlete. For example, Julian Grill.
Mm-hmm.
I know Julian Grill. I don't know if you know him. He's a fitness model. He's a BSN sponsor, but he's a conditioned athlete.
Right.
He practices karate. He practices and he does a lot of cardio. He does a lot of supersetting, drop setting. And if you look at Julian's pictures, you can see every striation, everything in his chest, his shoulders, his legs. I mean, that would be my example of a conditioned athlete. Train like an athlete, a commercial athlete, a true athlete, and train like an athlete as far as a bodybuilder. So you're taking that bodybuilder athlete plus training him like a basketball player, football player, or a tennis player.
So a lot more of like compound type of movements, plyometric type training. No single isolation joint type of movements. Correct?
Yes, that's correct. You explained it better than I did, and you explained it in 30 seconds. I should be listening to you more.
You know what? I really think you need to log on to www.ftns.co. Listen to The Body Shop, weekdays at 9 p.m. Click where it says Listen Live. Tune in. You get to see Bricks. You get to see Brian. You're also going to get to see a lot of your other WBFF competitors. A lot of them has actually been on the show. Most of who you've mentioned, Obi, Micah. We've had Micah's new wife, Diana. By the way, congratulations on the wedding. You guys know I couldn't make it because I had to work. We've had WBFF President Paul Dillette on the phone, but right now I came up with a nickname for you, and this is just based off of the interview, based off of the way you speak, and based off of the way you view competition. Okay, so for right now and from now on, I crown you with this. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to not just the sound of bricks, but on the line I have Mr. Tenacity, Darrell Holloman. That's your new nickname, all right? So I'm going to let you run with that one for a little bit. All right, now, Darrell, is there anybody out there that you would like to thank?
Yes, you think I grew up in a very a Christian household, so I always give thanks to God. I mean, I like to have fun. If I offend people, it's all in fun, it's all in joking, because and I'm going to get back to the thank you part in a second.
Okay.
We got to bring personality back to this whole sport,
Yes.
Never see anyone on a cover in 1980 on a fitness magazine but Schwarzenegger and all these great personalities back in the day, in the 80s and 90s. But what happened to the personality? What happened to people, that camaraderie, and then they can talk trash about each other, and then they can go out and have a beer? It's got to happen. We have to take a page from the 70s, 80s, and 90s and bring personality back to the sport. So I wanted to mention that. But, thank my family. Actually, I always have to thank Greg Everdon. Everdon taught me a lot. Taught me a lot about dieting, taught me a lot about training. And I still talk with him today. He's down there at Billy Beck's III in Western Florida.
All right.
Thank Brian. Brian's a great ambassador to the sport. He's a great guy. And I'm sucking up a little bit, but that's okay.
That's okay.
And, but seriously, he's a great guy. Great ambassador to the sport. Brian. Micah LaFert, he convinced me to do the show, and that was one of the best moves I've made as far as my bodybuilding fitness career. And Paul Dillette, last but not least, because without this federation and this federation growing beyond reasons, I mean, it's outgrowing the the federation that produces the Mr. Olympia. I don't even know the name of that anymore. I just know I don't even know what's that going on there. But WBFF, I thank Paul Dillette because it's growing. It's providing opportunities for athletes, for new people coming into the sport. I mean, it's like a family feel, and that's what you want to be a part of. You don't. He knows everyone. Right. You're not just a number or a stage name, a stage number. Paul Dillette, he knows you. He's very informative. He's very personable, and that's someone you really want to be your boss and someone to really head a federation.
I like that. So, go ahead.
And that's about it.
That's about it, huh?
You too, Ernie. Of course, you too.
Yeah. I was waiting for that. Oh, man, I was about to take back your nickname, man. Oh, man, that's great stuff. That's great stuff. Okay, so now, Darrell, how can somebody get in touch with you?
Well, they can get in touch with me through Silver Model Management from Adam Silver. He's my agent, good agent. They can reach me at Holloman Darrell at hotmail.com. Our website is coming up soon. We're talking in another month and a half. Reach me on Facebook. Reach out to me until the website comes up in a month and a half. But if you really want to get a hold of me, Adam Silver from Silver Model Management handles most of my affairs. He's a good guy. Gives me a lot of work. So I have to give him a shout out. Let me thank him too. Absolutely.
You know, we definitely want to thank Adam Silver. Again, another individual that has been on the Body Shop. You know, any closing words for your fans and your future fans out there?
Closing words for my fans. In all seriousness, let's live a healthier lifestyle. Pick up a book, read about the education of nutrition, consult someone if you have questions, and experiment with different nutritional options. Life is really too short to you only have one body, and as they say, the body is the temple. So treat it like a temple. Treat your body like a Porsche, and treat your body like a fine car. And if you take care of the car, it'll take care of you. And you have to liken that to the body. So treat it well, and you'll live a healthier lifestyle. I mean, you have so much energy. You'll have so much to look forward to. You wake up energized. You have a better sex life. I don't know if I can say that, but
yeah, sure you can. Sure you can.
Everything just opens up. Brain activity, endorphins go up. So if you just live a healthier lifestyle, it'll do wonders for you. And to all the fans from New York, and I have a lot of, I maybe have, I got to tell you, there may be a Darrell caravan coming from New York City. This is all serious. A caravan of fans coming to the WBFF, the Living Arts Center in Ontario, Canada, August 27th. Come out and support me. There will be thousands and thousands of Darrell fans screaming my name. There will be a caravan pulling up to Toronto, Canada, August 27th, and I got to thank them, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm going to bring it. I'm going to bring it for the fans, and I have to bring it now.
Okay.
Too many people now. I got to bring it.
Okay, well, see, I do hope that you bring it, but just remember, the voice that you're hearing right now may actually give you that special pose down. So
I need that pose down. That you know how much the fans will love that pose down. I've been getting emails for the last 2 days to get that pose down. There's a guy from Britain sent me a message on my Facebook page saying he would love to see that.
Oh, really?
Get him. Just get him. Now, I'm serious about the pose down. If we can get that called out, if Mr. Dillette agrees to it, if Brian agrees to it, if Mr. Richards agrees to it, let's do it. That will be the highlight of the show, I guarantee you.
No, I think the highlight of the show is when I walk out on the stage and then grab the mic and I proceed to walk down at the table. Everything else then just follows suit. I'm only kidding. But, Darrell, listen, I want to thank you so much for calling into the Body Shop. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just been entertained by the sound and the wisdom of Mr. Tenacity, Mr. Darrell Holloman. In closing, I want everybody out there to remember this. Success breeds envy. The best revenge you can have against a jealous person is to become even more successful. You keep God first and everything else will be all right. This is Bricks. I'm signing off for super producer Ermal, Mr. Brian Canone, Mr. Tenacity, Darrell Holloman. Hey, we got to go, but I'll see you when I see you.
FTNS, where fitness comes to life.